to make sense. Ellen's executive producer, Twitch, and her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, both died under mysterious circumstances less than 6 months after the show ended. Allegedly, Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen were best friends for years, with Ellen even coming out on Rosie's show back in 1996. Now, they barely speak. Rosie is pulling back the curtain on what really happened between them and why she chose to step away from the public spotlight. The Ellen Show ran for more than 20 years, yet Rosie was never invited. In May 2022, Ellen's long run came crashing down after she was exposed for creating a toxic work environment for her employees. She ended the show, and 2 months later, her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, died in a car crash. In December of that same year, Twitch also died by suicide.
Ellen DeGeneres is speaking out about reports of workplace mistreatment in a letter to her staff. The talk show host shared her initial reaction to the allegations from current and former employees and revealed what actions are being taken to improve company culture. Ellen said she was disappointed to learn about the claims in a recent BuzzFeed article, citing the show's enormous growth over the years and her increased reliance on people to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. She went on to acknowledge that clearly some didn't.
I don't think you achieve anything by bullying people.
In a statement to ET, Warner Brothers, the studio behind Ellen's show, claims they have interviewed dozens of current and former employees in the wake of these allegations. They say that during their investigation, it was revealed that there were some deficiencies related to the show's day-to-day management. And that moving forward, the studio and Ellen are committed to creating a workplace based on respect and inclusion.
I stay grateful and I try to stay humble, and I think that I pay attention to what is important and what is real.
These misconduct allegations stem from a BuzzFeed article that was published last week, which included anonymous accounts from a dozen former and one current employee.
2 months after The Ellen Show ended, Stephen Twitch Boss, the show's executive producer, died and reportedly left a note. Several investigative journalists have claimed that, in this note, Stephen pointed to Ellen as a source of distress. Even his wife said he had been under intense stress related to something that happened on the show, and that pressure led him to take such a tragic step.
We're learning more tonight about the tragic side of Stephen Twitch Boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach him. The motel manager says he checked in under his own name and never left his room. We also now know that Twitch left a suicide note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past. Entertainer Tyler Perry knows firsthand what that is like.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, is to end my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.
Some sources claim that Twitch may have seen something behind the scenes that he wasn't supposed to see. His wife, Allison Holker, revealed that he left a note before his death. According to these claims, Twitch wrote about the pressure Ellen allegedly put on him. It is said that Ellen wanted Twitch to help repair her public image and deny the workplace allegations against her. Fans trusted Twitch, and she allegedly wanted to use that trust. Because he knew what was happening behind the scenes, some believe she wanted to silence him.
Early on the morning of Tuesday, December 12, Twitch packed a small bag with only a change of clothes and his handgun, slipped out of his house without telling Allison, turned his phone to airplane mode so he couldn't be tracked, and took an Uber to the Oak Tree Inn, a dreary 2-story motel in a hacienda-style building on heavily trafficked Ventura Boulevard, just a mile from his house, and paid $107 to reserve a room for a single night. Twitch made his way down to room 249 and let himself in. Allison reported to police that Twitch was missing shortly after he had left the house, noting with particular worry that she couldn't reach him by phone, and he had not taken his car with him when he left, 2 things that she said were very much out of character for him.
Because there were no details about Twitch's death, people just rushed to fill that void. This was at the time when Ellen had built this edifice as the nicest person on television. She would have YouTube stars, and all of a sudden that edifice was crumbling.
The news about Ellen created a wave of online criticism at the time, including some directed at Twitch.
Regarding what can happen behind closed doors in Hollywood, Rosie O'Donnell once shared a story about Bill Cosby being invited onto her show and behaving inappropriately toward producers. She said his behavior was brushed aside, as such conduct has often been overlooked in the industry. Misconduct has long been a serious issue in Hollywood, with several former child actors claiming they were exploited early in their careers. Some have alleged they were pressured into inappropriate situations with executives and directors, where success often depended on compliance.
About Hollywood managers who manage kids, it's a racket, man.
Did you hear that kid from
they're
Strange?
Just grooming these kids, dude.
That kid from Strange Things,
Stranger
Things. He just left his manager, and they're alleging sex abuse. They just left their agent. See if you can find that. Owen Benjamin,
the curly-haired kid. Oh,
yeah.
And he's
Owen
in
Benjamin just put it on his Instagram today because Owen has been taking a lot of heat online because he said that a 3-year-old kid shouldn't be fucking transgender, and people giving him a hard time saying he's a bigot. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? When
What's
you're
up with this transgender?
Stranger Things actor dropped agent because of accused of assault. Disney star follows suit. Jesus Christ. This is nuts,
Watch
man.
an Open Secret, and they go through, dude, they pick, they're accusing people. It's for free, I think, on Vimeo.
Yeah, you
can
can
watch it for free. An Open Secret.
Just on YouTube or something?
On Vimeo.
You know what Sturgill Simpson told me? He said the same thing exists in music.
What?
He said in music there's a bunch of pedos and pederasts
For sure.
in music as well.
The entertainment business all the way through. Music. This was about. This is about music and movies and TV. It's about the whole entertainment business.
Women and kids.
Mostly
get abused.
kids.
And
Mostly
sometimes
kids.
Dudes. You know, Terry Crews said that he was attacked. Well, not attacked. Some dude grabbed his dick.
In front of his wife.
Some famous dude grabbed his.
Justin Bieber's name is often mentioned in discussions about the mistreatment of young stars. Stories about his early experiences in the industry, including time spent around powerful figures, have raised concerns. Critics have also pointed out moments where Ellen appeared to make light of situations involving his privacy, which many found troubling. At times, Ellen herself once suggested she was aware of what went on at some of his after-parties. Some people have drawn connections between the timing of Ellen leaving the United States and developments in Diddy's legal situation. In 2024, about a month after the FBI raided Diddy's Miami mansion, Ellen announced that she was leaving the U.S. and relocating to the United Kingdom with her wife.
Is that going to be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Moving to the UK on its own may not seem suspicious, but the timing, Ellen's noticeable change in appearance, and her withdrawal from the public spotlight have raised questions for some observers. Adding to the speculation, Ellen recently announced that she is planning a return, an announcement that came shortly after Diddy reportedly filed for early release.
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very
she could
sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Bit of
Could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, have reportedly fled the US, bound for the UK, after Donald Trump's landslide victory. Numerous publications are reporting the couple have left the United States permanently. There are also reports the couple have put their Montecito mansion on the market. Entertainment publication The Wrap has the exclusive story and said, Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have moved to rural England, put their Montecito estate on the market, and plan to never return to the United States, telling friends the election of Donald Trump was their primary motivation. Ellen DeGeneres has been a vocal Trump critic, so the move doesn't come as a surprise to most.
Some critics have pointed to what they consider unusual behavior from Ellen over the years, including discussions about stem cell use in anti-aging treatments. In one episode of her show, she spoke about how such treatments are often associated with maintaining a youthful appearance. Online speculation has also linked her changed appearance to no longer using these treatments following Diddy's arrest. There have also been claims circulating online about a conversation between Ellen and Sandra Bullock regarding controversial substances, though these allegations remain unverified and widely disputed.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
There have also been online theories suggesting a connection between Ellen and Jeffrey Epstein, with some fans speculating about similarities between her show's set design and structures on Epstein's island. However, these claims remain speculative and lack credible evidence. Other online discussions have focused on what some believe to be unusual symbolism in Ellen's videos. For example, in March 2020, during the early COVID-19 lockdowns, Ellen posted a video wearing a hoodie featuring a red face design, something that some later compared to imagery associated with Jay-Z.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? The similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What?
Ellen's public image was carefully crafted over many years, and when controversies surrounding her workplace emerged, it significantly impacted her reputation. Joe Rogan had previously commented that her personality sometimes felt performative, as if she were putting on an act. Rosie O'Donnell also suggested early on that Ellen's nice persona might not fully reflect reality.
It's so weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
Dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We don't like her anymore.
Ellen is not the only figure in Hollywood accused of presenting a different image in public than in private. Critics, including Joe Rogan, have argued that some celebrities appear kind and approachable on the surface, but behave differently behind the scenes, at times treating others as though they are beneath them.
There is an arrogance that some stars had, like particularly in the 90s. When I first came to Hollywood, and this is like really evident for me because I was not a star, but I was on a television show. So I got to be around a lot of stars. And there was a way that some of them would treat you. They would let you know that you are subhuman. You are below them. They would communicate with you in the most disrespectful and dismissive ways like weird, like mousy guys that I could kill, like instantly, and they would just be rude to you in a really weird way because they had power. They had power, and then when an executive would come over, they would turn on the charm. They'd be smiling and laughing, and then you would talk to them at the craft service, and they would dismiss you in the shittiest ways. I encountered a bunch of that.
Yeah.
It was commonplace, and it was, I think, a thing that they aspired to.
It was the same with Ellen. As she became more famous, she reportedly distanced herself from others and did whatever it took to stay on top. Critics have claimed she did not consider who she associated with or how her staff was treated. In 2020, a BuzzFeed News investigation published testimonies from more than a dozen former employees who described the workplace as toxic, citing experiences of racism, fear, and intimidation from senior producers. One former employee said they were told not to speak directly to Ellen, while others claimed they were dismissed after taking medical or bereavement leave. Rosie O'Donnell also shared that Ellen was once her close friend, but distanced herself after her show became successful.
I couldn't believe it.
Why did she say that?
I don't know, because I have photos of her holding my newborn babies. I knew her for 30 years. Like, I don't know, Rosie, we're not friends. It was so upsetting to me that I had T-shirts made. I don't know, Rosie, we're not friends. And I gave them out to my staff because it was very painful. And, we've never sort of gotten over it.
Did she ever reach out to you to explain it or what her thinking was, or?
No.
I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, but she's a strange creature.
Well, we're not similar. I can say that for sure. We're not emotionally similar.
No.
And I was never asked to go on her show. When I was, it was long after they had been on for many years, and she had the same staff as my show, the same producers, the same everything. And now I don't blame her for doing that. I didn't create the genre of a Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas talk show. This was what I grew up watching. But I did think that she was all of a sudden in the position I was in, where she was starting a show and wanted it to be successful and get the money and the accolades that came with it. And instead of deciding to stand next to me and hold my hand, which is what I did to her, she did the opposite. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
One of the most serious claims circulating online involves Anne Heche, Ellen's former partner. According to some sources, Anne Heche was allegedly working on a documentary that could have exposed aspects of Ellen's life. However, before any details emerged, she died in a car crash. Her death occurred just months after Twitch's passing, leading some to speculate about the timing. While these events have raised questions among some observers, there is no verified evidence linking these tragedies to any wrongdoing.
Anne Heche gets in this accident, and I'm bereft. Now, how did I know her? She did my show twice, and she and Ellen came to my home in Miami and swam in my pool, and we had lunch once. So I knew her, not really well, but in the celebrity vernacular, and that she was with Ellen for a while, and then how her career suffered, and her book, Call Me Crazy. There was a horribly, horribly tragic child abuse in that family, and I've always sort of felt sorry for her. So when she's dying and when that all happens, I'm legitimately bereft in a way that maybe surprised me. I'd wake up in the morning and think, oh my God, something's wrong. Oh, Anne Heche is in a coma. Like, it was obsessive to me. So she died tragically.
In May 2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled. And then 2 months later, Anne Heche, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, after just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel. But I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of close people around you dying in weird ways.
It is difficult to determine the full truth behind these situations, especially given the loss of key individuals connected to them. However, critics argue that issues within Hollywood extend far beyond one person. Joe Rogan has spoken about alleged patterns of misconduct and exploitation within the entertainment industry, particularly involving young performers. In later years, high-profile cases involving figures like Sean Diddy Combs and Harvey Weinstein brought renewed attention to these concerns, reinforcing claims that such issues have existed within the industry.
Don't let your kids be around weird agents and taking auditions.
No, don't let your kids get into acting. Do not let your kids get into
Has
that.
it ever worked out?
Well, you know, the other thing is, like, look at what happened with that Sandusky guy. That guy was taking care of kids. Like, his whole thing was like, hey, I do charitable work with children. You know, I do charitable work and I take care of these kids. Yeah, I'm just all about helping kids. It's all about helping kids. They're our future. If you're an actress and you worked with Harvey Weinstein, you never tried to get
hit
yourself
on you?
like, what is wrong with me?
Well, you ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
What is wrong with my face?
They're really going after him. That seems weird.
It doesn't seem weird, dude. Look at
Hell
all the
yeah, they're
people.
going after him.
That guy's entire business. Here's the thing. He's one of many. There's got to be like a bunch of people that ran their business that way.
But Weinstein, they say, like, in Hollywood, like, my agent's like, oh no, yeah, it's about time he got caught. I'm like, what the f? Everyone knew this?
Dude,
like, everyone knew.
Did you see his contract? It was in his contract. The way he had his contract set up was like they had a certain amount of money that he would have to pay if he had a claim against him. It was like...
It was a thing for him.
Yes. Like, he had so many claims. That's like, first offense was $100,000. Second offense was $250,000. Third offense was $750,000. Fourth offense was $1 million. He had it written into his contract with Miramax. His contract with the Weinstein Company. Like,
he owned Miramax, right?
I don't know. Explain that contract. Like, he'd have to pay $100,000.
Yes. They're protecting themselves.
Oh, when they sign
harassment.
When they sign him, they go, okay, the first time you one of these guys, it's going to be $100,000.
Yes.
Second time, it's $200,000.
It's not just. Yes, I mean, it was.
That's
so,
how big of a problem it
was. It was such a huge. It was so known of what he would do, and look, even Quentin Tarantino said that he did it to his ex-girlfriend.
This raises a broader question. How many others in Hollywood may be hiding behind carefully crafted public personas? According to Joe Rogan, the issue is not limited to one individual, but reflects a larger system. If you followed the story this far, it suggests there may be more beneath the surface than what is typically presented in the media.